I am going to mute everyone, but feel free, and everyone is already muted. Thank you. Feel free to unmute yourself at any time to ask questions. Let's start by just setting our posture, standing up, feet underneath the hips, strong, engaged legs, drawing those legs together virtually with your inner thighs, engaging that core, lifting the rib cage up off the waist, roll the shoulder blades down the back, lift the chin so that the back of the head is over the back of the spine. Feel this tall, elongated posture throughout our class, particularly that core engagement for Pilates, but also important for yoga to protect your lower back. And let's come down to the mat and get started in our Pilates. We're going to start with just a little warm-up move. Tuck your shoulder blades under to make sure your chest is fully open and both your shoulders are on the mat. Palms flat on the mat. Feet are on the mat. Hips a comfortable distance apart, probably about hip distance for you. And in the neutral position, sometimes we walk our heels super close to our glutes, but right now it doesn't matter. And we're going to inhale, rock that pelvis forward. Exhale, flatten the spine. Almost lift that tailbone up off the mat. Inhale, exhale. So keep doing this pelvic tilt at whatever speed is comfortable for you. Really fill up your lungs on the tilt and empty them on the curl. The movement of your pelvis helps to push that diaphragm up when you tuck that tailbone under. And when you push the diaphragm up, it pushes the air up out of your lungs. This, of course, is also warming up those muscles in the lower core that we are going to be using a ton for our Pilates. Just a couple more breaths here. Nice. All right, we're going to start on our side in a side lying leg lift. So turn over to your side. You can use your head as a pillow, or you can prop your head up on your elbow. Legs straight out to the side, straight line, top of the head down to the heel. You can have your palm planted on the mat for support or up on the hip for more challenge. We are going to do a leg lift. So we're going to open this top leg. And you can do that by putting your foot on your leg and then opening the hip, still trying to keep the hips parallel with a bent knee. And we're going to kick that leg up, pull it through that bent knee, kick up. So the leg is open, pull it through the bent knee, kick up. But again, we're still trying to keep those hips parallel to the wall. That is the real challenge with this exercise here. Your core should really engage right here to keep you tall and even and not rocking back and forth. Nice, you guys. I see awesome movements. Beautiful. Lots of hard work already. This is one of these exercises that feels pretty simple when you first start, but I'm already feeling my glutes engage and my core engage as we do this. So lift up, kick up to the sky 2 more times, kick, and kick. All right, now we're going to have those toes pointing forward. So instead of having them pointing up, we're pointing forward. We're going to keep that leg in the air. We're going to lift the bottom leg to meet it. Lift, lift, lift. Nice. Keeping that leg about hip distance above the mat, just having it nice and even and straight, lifting that lower leg to meet. Beautiful. Again, core engaged, hips straight up and down, not letting this top hip fall to the back. Hand down for support if you're having a hard time. Maintaining that posture, hand on hip. If you like it even a little harder, you can lift that top arm up into the air. Keep bringing it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs up, holding those feet together. Lift, 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 lift. Nice. Really feel this strong engagement on your oblique in the side of your core. Lift, 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 lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set those legs down. Come over to the other side. Get yourself set up. Body in a straight line, top of the head down to the feet. Open up that knee, keeping the hips parallel. Kick up and down. Kick up and down. Nice. Kick up and down. Keeping that knee open, knee facing up to the sky. Keeping those hips parallel. Toes pointing up to the sky as we kick. And what a beautiful sky we have today. Finally, not gray and glum. I hope that we can all get outside for a little walk, maybe this afternoon. Kick up. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, such long, extended legs, everyone. I love it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Top leg up, about hip distance off the ground, hips pointing forward. Bring the bottom leg up to reach it. Touch, touch. Nice. So parallel here, not opening that top hip to the back. You can lift that arm if you want a little more challenge. So we're working our inner thigh here, of course, as we lift that bottom leg, but we are also still working the core, still working the obliques to keep that top leg up in the air, motionless and suspended for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet together, up, up, up. Really feel this work now. Final expression of this movement. Tough, tough, tough. Hips parallel, core engaged for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Coming to lay on our stomach, we are going to do some swimming. So let's start with just the legs. You can have your chin on your hands, legs straight, knees up off the mat. So we're not bending at the knee and kicking like this, knees up off the mat. Kick, kick, kick. Kick, kick, kick. Nice. Keeping those legs lifted up off the mat. Think about just having your hip bones as the point of contact with the floor. Kick, kick, kick. Working our lower back here. This should feel like work, but it should not feel like pain. If it feels like pain, keep your legs on the ground and just lift one leg at a time to reduce the strain on your lower back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest those legs. Time to lift that upper body up off the mat. Extend your arms. Feet stay down for now. Paddle those arms. Paddle, paddle, paddle. Lifting that head and shoulders off the mat. And again, if this is pain and not work in your lower back, arms down and just lift one arm, then lift the other. If you don't need that variation, keep going with the swim for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Shake your hips side to side to take a little tension out of your lower back before we go front and back together. Arms and legs both at once. Start by lifting arms, lifting legs up off the mat, and now we swim. Keeping those legs straight, trying to lift those knees up off the mat, keeping the arms parallel with the shoulders if you can, keeping them lifted high, high, high. Gaze is down at the mat, but head is level. We're not dropping the head, but don't strain by trying to look up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push back to a child's pose, toes together, knees apart. Pushing back, give that back a stretch. You can wiggle the hips from side to side to let go of all of that tension. Pushing back, 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 back. Stretching the arms and shoulders as well. And pressing back up. We'll come back onto our back to do some butterfly crunch variations. So you're going to be laying down on the mat, feet together, knees open in a butterfly. We are going to start with our lower half. So you could take your thumbs and put them underneath your hips for a little support if you would like. Engage that core. You know how we did the pelvic tilts at the beginning? Do a pelvic tilt right now. And at the end, that is going to lift your feet up off the mat. So that pelvic tilt is the start of this expression. And it is so strong that it lifts the feet all the way up off the mat. We're just tapping the feet down to the mat. We're not resting them on the mat. Down and lift. The exhale on the lift will push your belly button down to your spine. We don't normally push our spine into the mat, but for this move, the belly button pushing down will in fact flatten the spine as we lift the legs. Nice, keeping those knees nice and open. Great work, you guys. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set those feet down on the mat. Keep them together. Keep those knees open. Cross your arms over your chest. Crunch up. Crunch. So now we're doing the top half of this exercise. Nice. Let your knees really fall open. This is a nice little stretch for your hips while your lower core rests for a bit as we work that upper core to lift the head and shoulders up off the mat. Strong neck, not letting the head fall backwards, but not tucking it too far forward either. We want this airway open and fully extended for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, before we combine those, you can unfurl, stretch yourself out a little, get comfortable. All right, bring those knees back, those feet back together. Bring the hands back across the chest. Lift up, up, down, down. So press that belly button down to lift the legs, lift the head and shoulders, down, down, up, up, down, down. So starting with the legs and ending with the legs. Down, legs up, chest down, legs down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Feeling the two halves of this movement as distinct separate halves right now. Still keeping the upper body and the lower body independent. Down, down, up, up, down, down. 2 more like this. Up, up, down, down. Last one like this. Up, up, down, down. Now bring it together. Up both, down both. Up and down. Nice, super strong contraction. Full Pilates C curve. Up and down. Up and down. 8 more. 8, down. 7, down. 6, down. 5, down. Really exhale. 4, down. 3. So think about that work coming from the core, radiating up to your body. Core engages, lifts the feet and the head and shoulders off the mat. Last 2. Last 1. Nice, you guys. Feet on the ground. Move your knees side to side. Kind of swing them a little to let go of that tension. That was a lot. And what we're about to do is also a lot. So let's roll over, come up. We're going to come into our plank. You can be either on your hands or on your elbows. If you have bad wrists, I definitely recommend elbows. Always an option to stay on your knees here, or you can come up to your toes. And we are going to start by touching each toe out to the side. Well, each leg, not each toe. I guess we could do each toe. So touch out one side, bring it back in, touch out the other side. Nice. So stepping that leg out to the side as far as you can without compromising this plank. So we don't have our booty popped in the air, number 1. And when we touch that toe out, we're not letting those hips rotate. Holding on so strongly to the core from below, we are using that core to keep the hips parallel to the mat. Touch, 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 touch. 8, 7, 6, 5. Beautiful, strong planks, you guys. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come to kneeling. Roll your wrists, roll your shoulders, because our second set is going to be just as challenging. Our second set, we are going to be touching out with our hands. So again, stay on your knees if that's what is getting you your best workout today. We're going to touch those hands out. If you are up on your toes, I recommend spreading your legs a bit. That will help you control the roll of those hips because it gives you a more stable base. Touch out, touch out. Again, reaching out to the side as far as you can, using that core. So controlled. No rolling of the hips. It's a real challenge. Your arm is acting as a weight. It is destabilizing your body. Your muscles are working like crazy to stabilize it. It looks like nothing from the outside, but so much is going on the inside. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Again, come to kneeling. Roll those elbows, push back. Yes, push back into a child's pose. Deep breaths. That was tough. Let's stay in this kneeling position. We're going to come into a candlestick dipper. So again, this is a destabilization move. It's a little less intense. So you're starting on your knees. Extend one leg out to the side. So your body is right, a straight line from the supporting knee up to the top of your head. We are bringing our arms up ahead to make a candle flame and dipping over to the side as far as you can while still being between two panes of glass, front and back, not bending forward, not falling backward, and lifting up slowly and with strength. So we're not coming down slow and then using momentum to whip back up. We are using the strength of this oblique to lift the body back up. If this arm position is uncomfortable on your shoulders, you can hug yourself. You can bring your arms out to the side, whatever is most comfortable. I should not have started with the most challenging variation, just having your arms add extra weight to this move. Keep it going for 4 and up, 3 and up, 2 and up. Let's stay down here and do a pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lift up, 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 up. Arms down. Let's do that on the other side. Other knee underneath you, straight line, knee to the top of the head. So we're not opening like this, knee to the top of the head, foot flat and extended on the mat. Arms up in that candlestick, or pressed on your body, or straight out, dipping down to the side. 2 panes of glass, shoulders facing parallel to the wall, not opening them down like this, just straight out and over to the side. And just as far down as you can do without losing your form. So if that's just a couple of degrees and you're feeling it engage in that core, and you know that you have great strength and great control, stick with that couple of degrees. And feel free to vary the arms throughout. You don't have to stick with one thing. 4, up, 3, up, 2, up. Last one, stay down here and we pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift slow. Let go of those arms. Come back to your knees, shake it out. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so good, you guys. And that was the conclusion of our Pilates series. That was a really intense series. I know I'm gonna feel it tomorrow. Let's come into our yoga series. We'll start with our sun salutation, of course. Today we're gonna then go into Crescent Lunge. We'll do a balance pose, and then we'll do some stretching poses. So let's start here. Again, feel that tall. Let's just get into our mountain pose for a second. Feet under hips, engaged legs, lifting up the rib cage, making room for that core to engage. Down here, strong through the core to protect the back. Roll the shoulder blades down the back. Face those palms toward the front. Head level, gaze far into the distance. Back of the head over the back of the spine. Prepare for your journey. Feel this strength and connection with the earth. Ooh, nice relaxing breath. All right, coming into our sun salutation, inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, back flat, palms wherever you need to have them on your legs to have that flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms up. Exhale to the heart center. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. You should be able to get a little bit deeper. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, palms to heart center. This time we're going to come into more of our sun salutation. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, palms to the mat. Exhale, step back into plank. This should feel familiar. Take a breath here. You can stay on your toes or drop to your knees for our chaturanga. Hug those elbows against that rib cage as you exhale toward the mat. If you are on your toes, float up into up dog. You can also be into cobra and push back into down dog. Take a second here to drop your head between your arms, lift up through the shoulders and then rotate back, not collapsing into the shoulders. You can walk, you can bend one knee and then bend the other to help you feel a little bit what it's like for those heels to push down toward the mat. Glutes up and back in the air. One more breath. Look between the hands. We're going to step or jump our feet up to our hands. Flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Adding our warrior series. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, palms to mat, step back into our plank. Inhale, and then exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. One breath here. Lift the right leg into the air. Step it between those palms. Turn the left foot, the back foot to the mat, pressing the outside of that foot into the mat, keeping your hips square to the front. Rise up into your warrior one pose. Relax those shoulders. Let the shoulder blades fall down the back, thinking about the position of those hips. One breath. Palms to heart center, opening up into warrior two, pushing that back hip back. Now you can really push the outside of that back foot down into the mat. If you can, on your exhale, float down a little closer to the mat. Inhale, turn that front palm to the sky. Peaceful warrior. Bring that spear up to the sky. Back hand either above or below the knee. And coming into our extended side angle, hook the elbow to the inside of that bent knee in front of you. Other arm up above, looking underneath your arm at the sky. Feel that great stretch in the lower back and the obliques. Palms back to the mat. Step that foot back, coming back to our plank through our vinyasa, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. One breath. Lift the left leg up, step between the palms, fold the right leg back down to the mat, out of the foot, outside of the foot, pressing into the mat, hips square to the front, shoulder blades coming down the back, shoulders dropped away from the ears. One breath. Palms to heart center. Let's open up into warrior two. Shoulders and chest facing the wall in front of you. Gaze over the front fingertips. Inhale, and on your exhale, try to float down toward the mat. Flip the front palm to the sky. Peaceful warrior, tilt your sword up to the sky. Backhand above or below the knee. And now, extended side angle. Tuck in that elbow on the inside of the thigh. Open up the shoulders. Look underneath that top arm and float down toward the mat if you can. Palms to the mat. Step back into our plank. Down through our Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. One breath. Look up between your hands, step or jump your feet up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Bring those palms up to the sky. Down to heart center, coming back now into our Crescent Lunge series. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, step back to plank. Inhale, exhale in your Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Lift that right leg into the air. Step it between your hands. This time, leave those back toes on the mat. You want your feet to be at least hip distance apart. We're not standing on a balance beam. Lifting your torso up toward the sky. Try not to lean forward. Lifting up, up, up. Arms up in the air. Feel that nice stretch in the back hip flexor. Push the back heel behind you. Arms up to the sky. Bring your palms to heart center. If you need to, drop your knee down to the mat. We're going to come into this twist. Hook your elbow on the outside of your thigh. Palms stay at heart center. So try not to let them creep up to your shoulder. And if you can, looking over that top shoulder up to the sky. And now drop the inside palm. So your left palm, if your right leg is ahead, down to the mat. We can get even more twist here with these 3 points of contact with the mat. So push that bottom shoulder to be more open. It will open the top shoulder. Lift that palm up to the sky, looking up at that outstretched hand. Beautiful, you guys. All right, coming to untwist. Bring that both palms to the mat. Rise back up into this lunge, palms to heart center, and try to step that other leg back. Nice. Let's repeat the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back into your plank. Inhale, exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. This time, lift the left foot into the air. Step it between those palms, keeping the right toes on the mat, feet at least hip distance apart for stability. Lifting those arms up into the air and relaxing into this crescent lunge. Torso straight up to the sky, top of the head, straight to the ceiling, pushing that back heel back behind you. Palms to heart center. Coming into this first twist, drop down onto the knee if you need to for balance. Trying to keep the palms at heart center. Trying to look up to the sky. You probably have better balance on one side than the other. So give yourself some grace. And dropping that inside hand down to the mat. If it's your left foot, it's your right hand. Push that right shoulder into a more open position that will open up the top left shoulder, looking up at the sky, at that hand. Nice. Feel this nice stability. 3 points of contact with the floor. And now bring palms to the mat. Bring them to heart center. If you can, step that foot forward. open up your hands, and we're back in our standing position. Nice. Whew, that was good. Now we're going to work on our balance. We are going to do our eagle pose today. So planting, you can have your palms at heart center to start. Planting that right foot, lift up each toe, set it down individually. Take that left leg, curl it around the right leg. You can bring your elbows up and just keep hands together, or you can take the right arm on top and twist your arms. And the challenge here with this pose, as if this wasn't challenging enough, is to try to sit back into a chair. I like to keep my elbows lifted. Some people like to bring them down to their knees. And fly that eagle. Beautiful. Wow, amazing balances, everyone. You're really putting me to shame here. Now let's get set up on our left. Lift those left toes up, plant them individually on the mat, wrap the right leg around. You can bring your elbows together, or you can bring the left arm on top this time. Ooh. Gonna have to step these toes down to the mat and trying to sit back into that chair, pushing the glutes back. So the head is still roughly above the heel. It's the glutes that are pushing back. And fly. So awesome, you guys. Okay, we're gonna come back down to the mat. We're gonna do some locust pose. We already did Pilates swimming, but we're just gonna do a little bit more for our lower back today. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back into that plank. Inhale, exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's see how much closer to the mat we can get our heels. How much further we can drop our head between our arms. Again, lift up through those shoulders and roll them back. One more breath. And now come to hands and knees. And then come all the way down to the mat on your belly. We're going to start with the locust. So palms up to the sky, trying to keep those legs squeezing together, trying to keep the feet together. It's very hard. I can't guarantee you'll do it. And inhale. As we exhale, we will lift the legs and the upper body up into the air, feeling just the hips and the belly in contact with the mat. Roll those shoulders back to keep those palms facing up to the sky. Head is neutral, not dropped, not lifted. You should probably see the top edge of your mat and kind of the top of your peripheral vision. And relax. We'll do that one more time, and then we'll do an optional floor bow. Inhale, and as you exhale, lift up off the mat, trying to get a little bit taller this time, trying to squeeze those legs together a little bit more. Lifting, lifting. 3 breaths. and relax. For our final version of this pose, you can stick with the locust, or let's see if I can do it today. I don't know if I can. I don't feel very limber. You can hold on to both feet. Oh, I need someone to hand it to me. Maybe I could get my husband to make a guest appearance. Will you come hand me my foot? Thank you. Bring those knees together and lift your torso, lift your knees, trying to keep those legs together, not letting them open up. Lift, lift, lift. Still with a neutral head. Nice. 3 breaths. And release. Beautiful. Instead of pushing back into a child's pose, we're going to do a stretch in a frog pose. Very similar to child's pose, but instead of having your toes together, we'll have our knees wide and those feet open, so the toes pointing outward. And then the same as in child's pose, spread those fingers, push those palms into the mat, and push your body back until you feel a nice stretch there. Staying strong through those shoulders. This should feel a little different than child's pose, maybe a little more challenging, a little more of a stretch. Widen the knees if it's not challenging enough, if you're not feeling a really good stretch. Again, toes pointed out. As we stay in this pose, you should hopefully feel just tiny little muscles relax one by one. Trying to let go of your tension as you exhale. And slowly push back up to hands and knees. Ooh, that should feel really open. Let's just celebrate this open with one more stretching standing pose, coming to standing. Feet not super wide, but comfortably wide. You can readjust when we get down. Palms to heart center, and let's just step down or bend down into our goddess pose. Bring your feet to a comfortable distance. Elbows can be pushing those knees open. You can rock side to side, trying to drop those glutes down, try to lift up that torso. I do not have a great goddess pose, so ideally the torso is more lifted like that. I have got really short hamstrings, so I'm limited here. Couple more breaths. And bring your palms to the mat, straighten those legs. Just get a little bit of a forward fold stretch here. You did a lot of stretching on the inner thighs. Let's stretch those hamstrings for just a second. And without lifting your head all the way, we're going to come down to the mat for our Savasana. Corpse pose, our final rest, our final chance to relax, inhale good air, exhale all of the air that we've used. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you, lift your palms to the, open your palms to the sky. Let your feet flat open, legs a comfortable distance apart. Close your eyes. Let yourself relax. Feel the earth supporting your head, your shoulders, your hips, your calves, and your feet. Feel your hands sink into the earth. And when you feel ready, you can roll over onto one side, keeping your eyes closed. Use your arm as a pillow, coming into a seated position. Push yourself up into a seated position. Palms to heart center. Inhale and exhale. Feel your breath as it expands your chest. And as it leaves, feel your chest making room for the next breath. Bring your palms to the center of your forehead. One more breath. And if you'd like, on the exhale, you can join me in a bow. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone. You guys looked so great today. And it was wonderful to see you. Let me stop the recording.